Khlubi Hewu. Khlubi is the owner of Plan Gifts, the creative mind behind it, the Picasso, the Van Gogh, I'm trying to think of somebody else. The I don't know when I was gonna say DiCaprio, but then I realized that guy is an actor. Michelangelo, yes. Raphael.
Yeah.
Basically the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Anyway, I'm digressing quite a bit there. I'm showing what a nerd I am. But anyway, Khlubi, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm great. And how are you?
Could be better, eh? This weather is not my vibe. Honestly, as we edge closer to summer,
Yes.
I'm starting to hate existing more and more and more. Not more so hating like being alive, more so just hating getting up and then experiencing the heat. It's miserable.
Yeah, it's end of year fatigue as well. I think
Yes.
that's just causing the not being able to wake up and function properly. It's been a long year.
Truly. Now, Khlubi, I got you on because you were one of the businesses that, of course, assisted us at the Pink Hijab Day. You gave the awesome pink boxes and you assisted us immensely. Thank you for that, by the way.
You are most welcome.
The event was a massive success because of that and everybody contributing. But your business, and now instead of pink, you have black in front of me here. But before we get into what's in the box, why don't you give our listeners out there a little bit of insight in regards to what your business exactly is?
Okay. So Plant Gifts is a gift store. We are based in Woodstock, Cape Town. We basically specialize in roses, balloons, and gift boxes. We do deliveries within Cape Town only, same day delivery, and we are available on different social media platforms. But more than anything, all our orders can be processed either on our website, which is www.plantgifts.co.za, or you can send us a message on our WhatsApp. Yeah, so that's essentially what we do in a nutshell.
Oh, wow. So, Khlubi, I wanted to know, every time a guest comes on the show, I always try to ask him the same kind of questions. It always deviates. If you're dealing with a restaurant one day, the next week dealing with someone who does marketing, the questions can't be the same. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But there's one question I always ask, and that is, why start a business? And I know that you started in May 2020,
Yes.
the heart of COVID. It all kicked, well, not rather it all kicked off, but rather in the heat of it all.
Yes.
I wanted to know from you, why begin a business during that period?
Yeah. Honestly, I think because of that COVID situation, I was sort of like forced into coming into this business. So before this, I did events, I did setups like picnics, table setups, decor, and that kind of thing. And that was obviously not permitted during the COVID period or the lockdown period, and I had to almost like re-strategize my business and be able to do something that was essentially allowed at that time. So gifting deliveries was something that was allowed, and that's essentially how the business came to play. But then I think as the business almost like took off during that COVID time, I then also realized that what it's also doing is that it's bringing smiles to people's faces during a time when a lot of people were not smiling.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I would go to a delivery, meet someone, and it was just something that brought a little bit of happiness, a little bit of excitement, and fun during a time that actually wasn't fun, because even if it wasn't you directly being affected, but you would have known someone that maybe had lost someone or was ill in hospital and whatever it is. And yeah, I think that's essentially what made it so worthwhile for me and made me continue with the business and put in my time and make sure that it prospers.
Wow. I'm more taken aback by the fact of what you said in the beginning, that you had a business previously where I believe you did events or event-esque things,
Yes.
and that obviously wasn't permitted during
Yeah.
lockdown where social distancing
Yes.
was in place. Now, a lot of people, when they get to that point where their business literally cannot function, where it's out of their control, a lot of people will see it as an act of God. They will see like this is a sign. The heavens are informing them that, listen, you're going to be a failure. That's actually how some people interpret it. I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
It affects their mental health immensely. But for you, you kind of shifted focus. You looked at it from a more pragmatic standpoint. You looked at it from the perspective of, I did this one thing.
Yes.
What more can I do to still generate income, still do what I love, that is still in the same kind of line of work?
Yes.
And I just wanted to know that mentality, where did that come from? Where does it stem from? And also, how do you motivate yourself to do that?
Yeah, I think think for me, it's also just because I think I've always been entrepreneurial. Just growing up, I remember as a 5-6-year-old, my I lived on a farm with her, and she wouldn't give me pocket money for school. She would essentially allow me to go and pick mangoes, pick avocados, pick nuts and whatnot to sell them off to tourists that were driving past our farm on their way to Durban. So that's where the entrepreneurial spirit, I suppose, grew. And since then, through my high school varsity years, even my corporate years, I've always had a side hustle of some kind that I've been doing. So that business spirit has always been in me, and it's just part of my life. It's something I can't get rid of, and something I will always cherish and always work on until the end of time.
Okay, that's amazing. And that's actually very intriguing from high school, in uni, in corporate. Those are not when you're in university and you're in corporate, your time is dedicated to other things. You're still trying to make sense of everything that's going on. At uni, you're still trying to figure out what the hell is going on with your marks, what is going on with the things you have to study, worrying about lectures. But you still motivated yourself to start your own business. Now, with that being said, you are then someone knowledgeable on, I don't know how else to put this, but since you have been an entrepreneur for so long, you have failed numerous times. It's only natural that if you and I can see, you can see on the live, you can see us shaking their head and laughing, because the reality is, as an entrepreneur, I'm sure you've experienced moments where you made a mistake, moments where it wasn't actually in your control, where something just went wrong that was purely just an act of God. You could not have planned for it. Nothing could have been done for it. You did all your due diligence, but that just occurred. And I wanted to know from you those moments where things aren't going right, because when things are going well, it's easy to keep going. But when the going gets tough, some say that's truly a test of an entrepreneur. So I wanted to know from you, when those situations come through, where maybe 1 week you have no sales or anything like that, how do you motivate yourself to keep going in that reality? Because you did mention that you had a history of entrepreneurship, but that history doesn't really entail, or rather inspect on your mentality through those hard times.
Yeah. One thing I have to mention is that being an entrepreneur requires a lot of, let me call it mental intelligence or emotional intelligence, in the sense that, like you're saying, there are days where you have to talk yourself out of a certain feeling. There are days where you wake up feeling like, oh my Lord, this is just not what I want to do anymore. This is not working out. This is just too much for me. But then again, for myself personally, this is the life that I've chosen. I think it's very important for people to decide who you want to be and then stick to it. Nothing is easy. Like I said, I've worked in the corporate space for about 8 to 9 years, and that corporate space is not easy either. University wasn't easy. Nothing in life is easy if it's worth having at the end of the day. So I think for me, it's a matter of, this is a life that I've chosen. There is no other life. I have to make it work. Today won't be as good as tomorrow, but I'll never know. I have to live it. I have to live in it. I have to experience it, get all the learnings and the teachings that come with the time that I spend being an entrepreneur. So yeah.
Very interesting. That conviction that you possess, the way you've said it, is quite inspiring. I mean, a lot of people can obviously say in an interview, when the going gets tough, I just keep going, or nobody's gonna come on and say, when the going got tough, I went, like I didn't know.
I left with the going.
I left with the going. I didn't want to stay here. So that's a very rare thing. And I say it's particularly rare because of the fact that you mentioned that side hustles, and that's even more trying. But we're gonna get more into that after the break. We now have to go for some commercial news. When we come back, it's more of the daily grind. So stay tuned.
When you think tasty, Salih Barbecue. When you think quality, Salih Barbecue. When you consider variety, Salih Barbecue. Yes, Salih Barbecue tonight has you covered in Cape Town with branches in Lansdowne, Rylands, Woodstock and Grassy Park. At Salih Barbecue, get a full chicken, large chips and 4 rolls now only 150 Rand. Or get our amazing Braai family pack consisting of 3 quarter chickens, 2 sausages, 2 T-bone steaks, 2 loin chops, 6 cubes of chicken, 4 tandoori naan and a large chips for only 300 Rand. Available now at all Salih Barbecue stores and at our Ryland store every Friday and and Sunday, you can get 1 kg of akini for only 60 Rand. Visit www.salihbarbecuetonight.co.za for a full menu, current specials and delivery options in your area. Or phone us on 021 696 3392.
Plan for tomorrow with today's surplus cash. With our Sharia-compliant call account, you benefit from competitive profits, easy access to your money, and no monthly fees. All in one innovative investment product. Visit standardbank.co.za for more information. Innovation rooted in tradition. Standard Bank Sharia Banking. It can be. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP. T's and C's apply.
Do you know the difference a good sleep can make to your well-being? Rest assured, beds have never been this comfortable and rewarding. With a solid spring construction and premium foam layers for unmatched comfort, you'll be rest assured the best sleep a bed can offer. So why wait? Invest in your wellness today. Visit Sleep Gallery in Claremont, Pine Time in Rosmead Avenue, Rainbow Beds in Rylands, and the Bed Square in Ottery for unbeatable deals that will blow your socks off. Rest assured, comfort for life.
Mother of Plain Foods. Quality you can depend on at prices you can afford. Find us on Instagram at Mother of Plain_MP, Facebook at Mother of Plain Foods, TikTok at Mother of Plain_MP, or WhatsApp us on 063 685 1991. You can also email info@motherofplain.co.za. We care for you with good quality at low prices. Always get your meat, chicken, fish, deli, and groceries at Mother of Plain in Town Centre, Mitchell's Plain. Call 021 391 3096. Mother of Plain Foods.
My name is Shadrach, the taxi driver. I like top-notch things, and I know what to do to get nice things at a nice price. Yaboni petrol is so expensive nowadays. That's why, I only fill up at night, because when it's warm, petrol, it expands. I'll explain the science later. But if you really want to make your money go further, get McDonald's delicious Nazo Quarter Deluxe regular meal for only $49.90. Yeah, ne? For the smart spender. Nazo.
The Voice of the Cape, 91.3 FM stereo.
The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. It is again myself, Daanyaal Matthews, joined once more in studio with Khlubi Hewu. You can actually check out the box here in front, and you're probably wondering what's in the box, Daanyaal. Why can't I find out what's in the box? Well, you have to wait. That's kind of how gifts work. You have to wait to open them. It's unfortunate, but we don't always get what we want, do we? Anyway, what we can get is more information from Khlubi. Now, Khlubi, because you've operated multiple different businesses, because you've operated them from when you were in high school, in university, and when you were working in corporate, which is absolutely bizarre to me. First of all, how you even did it through university with the amount of work that you have to do, and also the stress of lecturers, like, ugh. But anyway, with all of that in mind, you've had to market yourself at every step of the way, because something tells me you've just gone for what you wanted to do, and that usually isn't your forte. And usually when something is not your forte, you have to market yourself even harder than those that are established in the business, or those that maybe have contacts in the business. I want to know, how did you actually accomplish that to garner new clients?
Yeah, with what you said regarding like the forte, it's very true, because even when I was in varsity, I studied property studies. I'm also a property valuer, which is very far removed from roses, balloons, and gift boxes. It's more, it's more technical, spreadsheets, calculations kind of thing. But I think this is the business that brings the creative side to me. And with that said, the marketing also had to be quite creative. So I think starting off, my initial businesses, well, not exactly planned gifts, was back then there was something called Gumtree. I don't know if it still exists. But
it's still out there.
That's where we used to almost like advertise our small businesses there, and I think people still do. But then with the growth of social media and everyone now being on social media, this business Planned Gifts was basically started it grow and still remains on social media. I essentially have not done much in terms of additional marketing like I am today at a radio station kind of thing, or even on a publication or anything like that. It's been solely on social media, and if I can mention on Instagram, and solely on Instagram. I started off with 1 follower, which might have probably been myself. And now I'm trailing almost at 4.5, I think, followers.
Wow.
And yeah, I think that's what's helped me become a little bit more creative as well, because nowadays social media requires quite a lot from you as a person that you need to do and put out there, share your content and so on and so forth. So outside of the products and the creativity that comes with that, there's also the marketing creativity as well, which is good and it's fun, I guess, in the sense that every day is different. Today I could be shooting a video of something different in a different location for someone different, and tomorrow it's a totally new experience as well.
So that's really interesting there. I took 2 things away from it. The first thing being, of course, that this is an outlet for your creativity. The second thing being that you've only utilized Instagram, but also that you started off with 1 follower. Now, I know that there are people out there that are starting their own business and have absolutely no clue how you grew 1 follower to 4.5k. And I'm going to ask you about the other matter of your creativity, but from that perspective though, did you literally just keep uploading, or did you have to like share through family or things like that?
I think what worked most for me was, I'd call it influencers, or influencers helping me share the products. So what I would do is I would put together something nice, and I would identify an influencer or someone that has a substantial amount of followers, not necessarily like hundreds of thousands, just enough for their audience to now see Plant Gifts and what Plant Gifts does and what Plant Gifts has to offer. So initially I would identify those influencers, send them a message, hey, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm trying to achieve. Would you be able to assist me? I will bring something to your desk or your office, your home, whatever it is. And if you could just take photos, a video, whatever it is, share it on your platform and tag my business. And quite honestly, I think that's what essentially came through with the trajectory initially, say maybe in the first 6 months or so. And then afterwards, there was a little bit of sponsored posts on Instagram as well. You know, Instagram does sponsored posts, just a small amount that I would put in a month to get people to see the business. And then I think more than anything, it's just word of mouth and making sure that people know about me. I always say people can't buy your products if they don't know about them. You can have the best and the nicest looking whatever it is that you make, but unless people know, no one's going to buy it. So it's just being able to talk about your business, because that's very important. Well, obviously don't irritate people in instances that don't make sense, but like when you've got platforms, talk about your business, share what you do, and let people know, because you'll never know who needs you. Maybe they won't, but they know someone that does.
Oh, so by annoying people, do you mean like sending continuous messages like, guys, check what I did, eh? Guys, this is only 5 rand, guys. Guys, please support me.
Spamming people's emails, WhatsApp messages, and you know, I mean, there's a fine line in being out there and also trying to not annoy people, like I'm saying. Yeah.
Because they're obviously going to drive them away.
Yes, away.
But that's very interesting there. I think we've got a little bit of a crash course on how to use social media to garner followers, or rather garner your business some attraction. It's really interesting mindset that you've had there in regards to latching on basically to the following of others to promote your product, but also to promote yourself, because the reality is the more people that follow you on Instagram, the more insights that you gain, and by that virtue, of course, the more people that see your product, and the more people that see, the more people that talk, eventually somebody's gonna buy. Not everybody, but somebody will, and that one person is enough at a lot of the time. But with that, we have to go for some commercial news, I believe. Technician Ayub is going to... No, not Ayub. No, why do I keep mixing them up? It's... No. Oh, no. Apparently, I got it all wrong. Oh my word, yo! I think it's a cap that's on my head, but I can't take the cap off because then I need to see my hair. But anyway, continuing in regards to what you said before about the creativity aspect of your business and how this is basically an outlet for you to escape the corporate world, to escape all of that, and to utilize this as an avenue to explore what you enjoy or showcase your creativity side. I wanted to know, in regards to that, how has this business helped in that regard, and more so. From what you've mentioned, it seems more so from a place of passion rather than just from a place of trying to garner money. Am I correct?
Yes, that is very true in the sense that I think you asked me outside or just off air what if this is my bread and butter, if I can call it that. It's not. This is more of like a creative hobby that I then have now monetized, if I can call it that. But like you're saying, it's helped me almost like escape my daily life, because I do own another business. I own a hair salon. I don't know if I can mention that too, but I own a hair salon I co-own a hair salon with a business partner of mine, also in Woodstock, called Asana Beauty. So like I said, I've got a lot on my mind. I also contract or freelance as a property valuer. So with all of that, let me call it those three things, I have a lot on my mind. I usually use this as an escape. You can't imagine how therapeutic it is to take a rose and literally like peel it. It changes your day. It seems like it seems like a mundane task for someone. It's just like, oh my Lord, do I really have to do that? But it relaxes you. You sit down, and that's what you do. You peel roses. Sometimes I get orders for like 100 roses. So you can imagine that will take me like the evening essentially to peel and make sure that they all look good and proper for the next day or for the delivery.
Wow. What more astonished me is the reality that you basically do three things. You have three forms of income, and I can imagine that there's no rest any day. Because I'm imagining that one day you have to go to the hairdresser, then maybe you get a call, hey, I need about 1,000 roses for tomorrow.
I wish.
And you're like, oh wow, my night is just taken away. Thank you for that. And then you have to go the next day, also go evaluate, a triple story mansion in Camps Bay.
Yep.
Then you also have to go home and you have to punch the numbers, figure out exactly how much this property is worth. Maybe we can collab and then you can evaluate the property to be R1 and then I can purchase it. I'm just saying, I'm not going to try to put that out there.
Get away with that.
And I'm just trying to figure out, now you've obviously already mentioned your mentality in regards to this. The fact that it's basically carpe diem. The reality that, you only have one life, you're going to try to make the most out of it. This is your passion. You've identified that and you're just going to keep going for it.
Yes.
And I can see that's what motivates you in managing three different, basically, businesses.
Yeah.
But also I'm a little bit curious in regards to when you started this, in regards to rather when you had, because as you already mentioned, you had one thing that you did throughout the day, whether that was going to university and studying, whether that was working in corporate, you had, of course, but let's just say a 9 to 5, and then you always had to do a side hustle. But to have another side hustle on top of that seems very, very drastic, doesn't it? And I'm just curious as to how you manage three businesses, because I've had people on here that manage two, people that manage side hustles, but I've never had someone that's come on and said, you know what, I manage three. And I'm just curious as in regards to how you actually accomplish that.
So the property business or the property side of my life, I would say, is probably the easiest to manage, in the sense that I've already spent all the time in growing and nurturing that part of me. I mean, I spent 4 years in varsity, I worked 9 years in corporate, nurturing that part. So that doesn't really need a lot of nurturing as much. It just needs doing, which is long hours, early mornings, late nights. And I also want to just highlight that I usually highlight this. I say I don't have children. My businesses are my children. Because I've got, for example, my peers, they essentially wouldn't be able to manage 3 businesses, for example, because they have children or a number of children. So that's something that stands out for me quite significantly, especially as a female, that I'm able to manage my time now at the moment because I've got the time to do it. And I think perhaps maybe in the next year or two or so, I will then be able to almost like start letting go of the businesses a little bit, because I do have staff members in both businesses.
Wow.
So I'll be able to let go a little bit of the businesses and then be able to have a bit more personal time over the years, if I could call it that, yeah.
Oh wow, that's very, very interesting there. First of all, recognizing your unique position and how that benefits you.
Yeah.
But I'm now gonna have to ask you a couple of questions that I usually don't tell people I'm going to ask them, particularly because I just want to catch you out and surprise.
Oh, jeez.
It's a little bit of joy that I get from doing this show.
Okay.
Of course, the joy is also just like talking to business owners and picking their brains, but also just catching somebody out.
Let's see.
It's a joy of mine. Anyway, I shouldn't be enjoying it that much. Anyway, one question I always ask every business owner that comes on is, of course, what advice would they be giving to those listening? Because there's probably somebody, as you were probably at one point, you sat at home, you were like, you know what, I can do this. But there's Tom, Dick, and Harry telling you, no, you can't do it, you're wasting your time. And then your brain is also telling you, no, you're wasting your time. But for you, it's been a little bit different because your mentality has been different. And also your family situation in which you said that basically they encourage you to make your own money has been different. But you know that there are those people out there, and I'm pretty sure you've encountered them. Maybe some of your friends, maybe people you've encountered throughout your life that have that mindset. What would your words of encouragement be to them? I have another question, and I'm just mentioning that so that you can just like sweat.
For now.
I just wanted to think of it. I have another question.
You're stressing me out. Yeah, I think my first point of advice is to be honest with yourself. Because entrepreneurship is a journey, like I said, that requires a lot of mental stability or mental capacity of you. So you have to be honest with yourself. You need to know what kind of character you have and what kind of person you are. If you're a person that cannot self-start, that cannot self-motivate, that cannot literally drive yourself to do something and to get up in the morning without actually having been required to. If you're not that kind of person, then entrepreneurship is not going to be for you. So yeah, first point of advice is to be honest with yourself and the character that you have. And if it means that you have to stay in the work environment because you need to be driven, then that's okay. Because essentially, without that characteristic of being able to drive yourself, you will definitely struggle and most likely fail, if I could say. My second reason is also, this might sound a little controversial, but my second reason is to have a tad bit of arrogance, because like you said, people will tell you not to and to do this and to change that and blah, 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 blah. You'll have millions of people giving you advice. So your arrogance or your tad bit of arrogance will allow you to make a decision and stick to it. Because you understand your business, you understand your customers or clients, you understand yourself, you understand how your business has been going. You make decisions that are based on what you're seeing and obviously the history. And other people that are coming from outside don't necessarily have full insight of what's happening in your business. You do, so make that decision and stick to it. After sticking to it, do realize that it might not be the right decision, but you still have to stick to it and see it through. And if it happens to not be the right decision, make another one and stick to that one too.
Oh, wow. Now that actually brings me into my second question. No, they see I almost got you there. We didn't have enough time for that.
There should be a second question though.
I was bringing you the other curveball in, but I actually just want to see a reaction to it. Anyway, what you've actually said is very insightful in regards to self-awareness. I think that's a lot of things that lack from other people. A lot of people believe that they can do something. However, it's either bordering on just arrogance, insane arrogance of like the matter of like, I can just do it, I don't need anybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That whole mindset of it's just gonna work. How is it gonna work?
Or they just hate their job and they think they can just go and start a business.
Exactly. It's not proper evaluation. You can hate your job, but the reality is you can hate your job, but you need to evaluate where you're going. You can't just leave somewhere and then jump into the ocean. Will it work? Maybe you can swim for the next 2 hours and find an island.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic here. You're probably gonna drown. Yes, some people can swim that long. But some people also are self-defeaters. They automatically imagine that they will fail, even though there's nothing really that realistically
Yeah.
indicates that it's just their own bias or just their own negativity. And I thank you for highlighting that, and also highlighting the matter of being a little bit arrogant. And I wouldn't say arrogant, more so self-confidence, because the reality is that a lot of people that are out there. I remember watching videos in regards to entrepreneurship, and watching videos not only about entrepreneurship but those professional athletes and people like that. They always have a little bit of arrogance in them, mainly because the reality is that when you're surrounded by people that aren't doing what you're doing, people that aren't experiencing what you're experiencing, they are going to be having tens of thousands of points of why you're going to fail, and usually that is cemented in their own failures, and they just want to hate. Exactly, they don't want to see you succeed, even though if you succeeding would of course result in maybe their lives improving, maybe you can assist them even greater, but people don't see that. They want you to suffer with them, and that's the unfortunate reality that occurs in the K-Flats community. But other than that, we have to now of course go for some commercial news. When we return, it's more of the Daily Grind, so stay tuned.
The Prophet ﷺ said, "He is not a believer whose stomach is filled while his neighbor goes hungry." Millions of vulnerable South Africans living in poverty are facing high food insecurity. The Muslim Hands Open Kitchen is working tirelessly to provide food to the homeless, elderly, and disabled in our communities. Donate today and help feed the vulnerable. Visit muslimhands.org.za or call us on 0216336413.
Start your day the Mug and Bean way with a hot cappuccino and a generous breakfast. Mug and Bean Kenilworth Centre serves a wide range of breakfasts, including omelets, bagels, eggs Benedict, and even healthier vegetarian options too. Mug and Bean Kenilworth Centre, strictly halal, ICSA certified.
Call and collect orders now on promotion. With every 150 Rand spent on takeaways, and get a free Asian cauliflower bite or a portion of wings absolutely free.
Discover the Africa of your dreams and surround yourself with spectacular beauty. Relax beneath the serene sunsets and explore wildlife at its natural best. It's where the pride of Africa comes together. Voted world's leading luxury safari park, Kwantu Private Game Reserve. Get to know the Big Five and enjoy our luxurious facilities with various 5-star accommodation types. Enjoy tantalizing world-class halal cuisine while we pamper you during your stay. Indulge in the true African experience. For reservations, call now on 042-203-1400 or visit kwantu.co.za. Kwantu Private Game Reserve, the place of gathering.
Craving the crunch? What about a breakfast brunch, a light lunch, or a midnight munch? Get crispy, crunchy chicken by Instafry. Nuggets, burgers, wings, pops, bites, steaklets, strips, and drumsticks. All your flavorful family favorites, perfectly crumbed premium quality products. Gloriously golden brown bites bursting with flavor. Ready to eat in half the cooking time. Instafry. Crumbed chicken. Crave the crunch. A product of Parker Family Foods.
Experience our mother city like never before. Take advantage of all the adventure, thrills, and fine cuisine that our city has to offer. Cruise on the ocean, or take the sky in a helicopter, or just visit the best food spots in the city, all at discounted prices. Visit capetowncoupon.co.za to register and download the app on Play Store for astonishing discounts. Or contact 073-172-9591 for more information. Cape Town Coupon. Taste and explore your city.
The Voice of the Cape, 91.3 FM stereo.
The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. It's again myself, Daanyaal Matthews, on the live stream. You can see me on your left, my right, and the guy with the cap with the 91.3. Why do I have the cap on, Daanyaal? Why do you have the cap on indoors? Because I didn't cut my hair. And I'm not going to show you how that looks because I'm a little bit embarrassed. But what I'm not embarrassed to show is, of course, the gift that Khlubi has in front of us, a little black box. Now, before, in the last segment, I said, do you wonder what's in the box? You're finally going to see. Khlubi, take us away.
Okay. So this is one of our gift boxes that we sell. We sell them in different sizes in the sense that you can decide what your budget is. Say maybe you've got 400 rands that you want to spend on a gift box. You can come through and we can put together something for you. You can decide you have 2,000 rand to spend on a gift box. We can do the same thing. So what comes with the gift box, this particular one, there's a sticker, some tissue paper that you can quickly spread on and open. And inside the gift box, I am very excited to share as well that these are all small businesses and female owned that make and sell these products. So I also I also sell them at the store. You can come through to buy a couple of these products if you want to. But yeah, this is from Sheba. This is a menstrual cup that you can get. This is hand cream from Masodi. This is a candle that you can light up.
Wow.
Oh, it's in a porcelain container and also comes with some matches. This is from Kwakuhle Creation. Here I've got a hair balm from Namsha Collection. And lastly, I've got coasters from Speckled Collective. And yeah, like I mentioned, these are all small female-owned businesses, and those are the only products that we've got in the store. We used to have products by big businesses and whatnot, but we've stopped so that we can support these businesses, and the people that do come into the store can also further support the businesses.
No, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's absolutely wonderful. I love it when small businesses work together, and just stick it to the man.
Collaboration.
Stick it to the man, because collaboration, of course, not only benefits you, it benefits them because you purchase their products, and what I always tell people is that when you buy from a small business rather than a big company, is that you're actually directly assisting the owners. You are directly assisting a family. You're directly assisting kids. You are basically touching a home. When you support a big business, a lot of the time it's going to actually, who knows where
another
the money
business.
Exactly. Who knows exactly where the money is going to? Honest to God, where shareholders, things that you've never heard in your life, shareholders, and all of this nonsense. Who knows? Anyway, it was a wishy-washy finance. Who knows? But of course, the box and everything in it, I have no clue about half the stuff you said. Primarily because my life exists, right, with lotion in the morning. Maybe shampoo when I go into the shower and I get out. That's exactly how it functions. But I'm sure there are people out there that are way more in tune with these beauty products. Surely not me. Look how I look. Anyway, continuing. I wanted to know what other offerings you have. You did mention in the beginning that you do craft bespoke boxes, basically, to suit the budget of your customer.
Yes.
But you have obviously other products that you have that are set prices and things like that, and you're actually bringing one here now. It's a big balloon saying happy 30th. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still the ripe age of 22. I'm not 50, but
so this is one of our other products. We've got balloons. We've got a range of balloons. We've got bubble balloons, we've got foil balloons, we've got latex, helium balloons. So these have other latex balloons inside. So this will include the personalization, and then we also have boxed roses. I don't know if people can see them, but this
they can see the roses.
Okay, perfect. So outside of just bouquets, we also have gift boxes. We've got box roses, so you can decide if you want roses or you want mixed flowers in your box, and you can also decide how many roses you want. You can choose from 10 to 100 roses. Based on your budget.
Choose 1,000 and make Ruby waste a whole night.
More like whole day. But I wouldn't mind 1,000 roses. So this is essentially what we do, and you can.
Wow, very insightful there. Very, very insightful. I think some of our listeners should be purchasing about 100,000 roses actually just make Khulubi waste like 3 days.
A whole year.
Yes, actually a whole year, right? Like let's just amp it up here a
I
whole
wouldn't
year.
mind. Trust me.
But with that, we have to go for some commercial news. When we return, I'll be asking Khulubi the question that I've been delaying. Stay tuned.
Approximately 785 million people in this world do not have access to safe, clean water. In developing countries, around 80% of all illnesses are due to contaminated water and poor sanitation. Don't let dirty water end a life. Build a water well. In Bangladesh, Malawi, Nepal, Zimbabwe, or here at home in South Africa, donate to Penny Appeal's Thirst Relief Project to bring safe, clean water to communities around the world. www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 1100 573. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
Somewhere in Kaapstad, Forrest Rum makes a bull run down to Busy Corner Meat Hyper. Like Chop Gun, he flies down the road to the nearest store and buys the perfect steak.
The capture has taken place.
Only to realize that he could have stayed home, ordered on busycorneronline.co.za and have it delivered chop. He makes his way home. The vlees is op reis. He gets home, prepares a dish and takes it flesh out the oven. Shh. Silence of the lambs. Make your way to Busy Corner Meat Hyper, where people meet.
Whether you're feeling peckish over lunch or racked by late night cravings, the Wembley Roadhouse is an institution designed to satisfy any seeker of quality, wholesome, delicious food. Open till midnight, 7 days a week. Wembley Roadhouse serves up a bewildering menu of curries, samosas, grills, faludas, milkshakes, and more. Our ample parking makes it easy to find a spot to eat in the comfort of your car, or just relax while our waiters attend to your every need. Wembley Roadhouse, home of the Wembley Whopper.
Hayranisa David's Attorneys specializes in drafting of wills, including Sharia-compliant wills, the administration of deceased estates, transfers of fixed properties, registration of bonds, all for major banks, creation of trusts, specialized commercial law, and sequestration applications. Hayranisa David's Attorneys is an ex-employee of the Master of the High Court, has vast experience in finalization of deceased estates and dealing with the most complex estates. Easy accessible premises situated on the corner of Garfield and Alamein Roads, Claremont, off Imam Haroon Road near Kenilworth Centre. Contact us on 021-683-7437. Hayranisa David's Attorneys.
The Voice of the Cape, 91.3 FM stereo.
The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are now entering the final segment of the Daily Grind. Yes, I can understand that you're tearing up right now. I can hear the sobbing that are occurring in the cars. Even Umar right there, he's just so sad. He can't believe it. Daanyaal, why are you leaving me? Umar, don't worry. I will return, my brother. Anyway, continuing with Khulubi. Khulubi, as I mentioned before, I have to ask you a question. And one question I want to ask is more so something you alluded to before, where you said 1 or 2 years, maybe I'll relinquish control, as much control as I have now. And I wanted to know from you, where do you see yourself in 2 years? You've thought, yes. Where do you see? You said 1 or 2, so that means that you've thought about it. So now I want to pick your thoughts.
I have thought about it. Honestly, I think business-wise, I would have a new store, a new bigger store. That's where I see myself with this business. And then I also, I think a bigger store and a couple of people that work in the store, because a part of what I want to do is also get a lot of other young people into the entrepreneurial space. So I've got 2 people that work in the store now. So, I want to train up more and more of them so that business can be an option for them as well if they are that kind of person. And also train them into making the stuff so that if they say maybe in the next year or so they want to go and start their own business, that they're able to from the training that they would have got from me.
So basically mentorship.
Yes.
Wow, very powerful.
Actually,
there.
both businesses, actually. Yeah.
Oh, so that's pretty interesting, actually. Of course, I've had a lot of people on here that say we want to operate a franchise, things like that. And I'm not hating on them, by the way. Everybody has different goals. Everybody has different dreams. There's no hate in having one thing or another. As you mentioned earlier, if you feel that you're most comfortable working in a 9 to 5, there's no shame in that.
Yes.
You just have to get the bag the way you have to get the bag.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can say it. Now, Khulubi, there have been questions here in regards to on the WhatsApp line. Someone saying, Salam D. Okay, please get WhatsApp number, shukran. And of course, a comment on the Facebook that I didn't mention was a person congratulating you for actually operating 3 businesses. I think they were as taken aback as I was about that fact, because I've had people on here that operate side hustles, and even they admit that it's quite a daunting task to operate a side hustle after working a 9 to 5, to motivate yourself at night to pick roses. After you were working strenuously, punching numbers is a task, or rather a job I don't envy, but I also truly appreciate. But for those individuals out there that are trying to get in contact with you, individuals out there that want to find your number or, just explore what you have to offer, how can they do so?
So we are on Google. If you just search Planned Gifts, you will see you'll get our website, our contact details from WhatsApp to email to our Instagram pages. But I will just share that our website is www.planned.co.za. Just planned, not planned gifts. That's where you can place all your orders. You can also send us messages on the chat there. They get to us immediately. Or you can send us a WhatsApp, which is on 0725. Sorry.
072.
Yes, 521.
521.
9567.
9567.
Yeah. Yes. If you send us a message, you will also be able to see our WhatsApp, our catalog on WhatsApp. So our catalog on WhatsApp is exactly the same as our website. You can also place an order there if you are perhaps not quite technologically savvy. And yeah, last point of call, obviously you can always give us a call, but we're not always able to pick up calls because we obviously are a very small team and we're always busy in the store. But yeah, those are our platforms. And then on Instagram, we are at planned_gifts.
Planned_gifts.
Yes. Simple.
If you couldn't remember any of that, if you have trouble remembering all of the numbers, I often at times do, you can go on to the Voice of the Cape's Facebook and YouTube platforms. Go down there, look into the comments, and I've posted all of the information there, the contact information for WhatsApp, the information in regards to their Instagram, if you want to get in contact with that. Do try the products. They can work miracles. Maybe the cream can save your life, make you look 10 times prettier than what you actually are. I'm just messing with you. I don't take any cream, which is probably why I should probably purchase from you. But Khulubi, I want to say thank you for coming onto our airwaves, and more so thank you for making our PhD event such a success. Truly, it could not have been what it was without your gifts, and I'm sure that all the donations raised have gone to families in need, organizations that assist those that suffer from cancer. So thank you for all of that.
Thank you to you too, and Voice of the Cape FM as well for giving me this platform and opportunity to share my business. And yes, I'll let you know if anyone says, I heard you on radio and I'm here to buy. I'll quickly send you a message and say, it worked.
Thank you. No, but please do that. I get a special kind of warmth when they tell me that, you know what, this actually worked, that the people out there that came through and supported the business. And That's the main point of the show. As I tell everybody listening, everybody watching, if you want to be a part of the show, send through your details. I will more than likely get in contact with you. Najma, the receptionist, and Fatima, the receptionist, will be on my case telling me, now, Daanyaal, you have to go on about this. You have to get these people on their time to contact you. Be professional. And then I will have to be, of course, professional. I am, of course, always professional. Not to say that I'm not. But with that, I conclude the show. To everybody watching, I bid you Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To those listening, I bid you the same. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you next week for another episode of The Daily Grind.
The Daily Grind.